Dear Patriots, before the news starts, please subscribe to our patriotic channel by clicking the subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up to this video. Don't forget to leave your opinion below in the comments section. Share the news on Facebook and Twitter so you friends see it. Thank you.
Breaking top Republican just switched to the Democratic Party. During the presidency of Donald Trump, the right has been filled with anti-Trump Republicans who are doing everything they can to undermine the president's agenda to help Americans and are clearly Republicans in name only. These fake Republicans still have the gall to go on television shows and claim that they are Republicans. It comes as a bit of a relief, then, that one prominent RINO actually called a spade and admitted that he is actually a Democrat. One-time conservative Kurt Bardella served a powerful role in Republican politics by working as pro-Trump media outlet Breitbart's spokesman. However, something went wrong somewhere for Bardella and he decided to quit the party over Alabama Senate candidate Roy Moore. Wrote Bardella in an op-ed piece in USA Today, President Trump and the Republican National Committee are endorsing, supporting and funding Moore because they would rather elect a sexual predator who preys on underage teenagers at the local mall, than a crime-fighting prosecutor who happens to be a Democrat. He went on, "This is not a party I want to be associated with any longer. This is not a party that is trustworthy enough to protect innocent children from sexual predators." Bardella then claimed, "I believe that the Democratic Party will do more to create equality in America than the Republican Party ever will. I believe that the Democratic Party will do more to protect the freedoms guaranteed to us in the First Amendment than the Republican Party ever could." He concluded, "I am throwing in with the Democratic Party because at the end of the day, I believe its portrait of America is better than the one being painted by today's Republican Party. And I want to be a part of it. Are you glad this idiot left?" The View just said President Trump is worse than Bin Laden. The left-wing media has said no shortage of crazy things about Republican President Donald Trump. Of course, the bottom of the barrel just might be liberal propaganda mill The View on ABC, which is lorded over by Democrat blowhards Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar. The View hosts, aside from token conservative Meghan McCain, enjoy airing out their opinions and presenting them as facts to their sheep-like viewers. In a recent segment, they went so far as to suggest that President Trump is somehow worse than September 11, 2001 terrorist Osama bin Laden. The View brought disgraced fringe political commentator Keith Olbermann, who formerly worked for MSNBC, onto the show. C0 host Sunny Hostin brought up with him, "You said recently via tweet that Trump and his family have done more damage to America than bin Laden and ISIS combined." Olbermann replied, "Yes." Asked Sunny, "Do you believe that?" Keith answered, "Yeah." Nobody on the show called out Keith for how outrageous and offensive his statement was. This segment on The View is perhaps even worse than when a guest on MSNBC called Republicans terrorists. Said left-wing pollster Fernand Armandy on AM Joy, "This is not a political party, this is a domestic terror group. And I think what the American people should consider when they ask themselves that question, with a party that has done nothing to help the American people, is to vote them out and consider possibly afterwards locking them up." How can we forget when Dan Rather said that the Trump presidency is worse than bad oysters? Said Rather on TBS Conan, "We've never had one president that steadily, out of his own mouth, waged such an unrelenting campaign against the press. But this is something brand new in American history. It's not normal. There is a campaign to convince people, and I think particularly young people. Oh well, this is just the way presidencies go. That is not true. Look, many things about the age of Trump will make the stomach sicker than bad oysters. Are you appalled at the crazy lies the liberal media tells?" Pro-Trump Roseanne trashes Al Franken, he's blaming Trump for him being a pervert. Hollywood left-wing entertainers have been relentlessly attacking Republican President Donald Trump without taking the time to understand why struggling Americans sought to have an outsider like him as our president and not a corrupt establishment figure like Hillary Clinton. However, One of the pleasant surprises last year was the fact that formerly left-wing comedian and actress Roseanne Barr actually saw the light and became one of Trump's biggest defenders in Hollywood. She has maintained her support for Trump during his presidency. She has called out liberals and establishment Republicans for how insidious their attacks on Trump are. She said back in March, for example, every single attack on the POTUS is really a disguised attack on American voters who rejected Obama Clinton Bush's bleeding of our treasury. She also recently called out Trump-bashing soon-to-be ex-Senator Al Franken, who used his resignation speech not to apologize to his victims but to smear Trump, saying, "I, of all people, am aware that there is some irony in the fact that I am leaving, while a man who has bragged on tape about his history of sexual assault sits in the Oval Office." Through her Twitter account, Roseanne hit back at fellow comedian Franken bluntly, boasting, "Al Franken is blaming Trump for his being a pervert. How much do you love Roseanne for this?" Hannity offers to pay for Joe Scarborough's therapy after brutal takedown. MSNBC's Joe Scarborough has been extremely anti-Trump. He will nitpick anything that Trump says and try to make it sound like something more. However, Scarborough has gotten so ridiculous, he seems like a parody of himself. In a recent segment, Scarborough shared a conspiracy theory on Trump's health. "This is not the person that we knew even 3 years ago. There's a remarkable change," said Scarborough based on one tape of Trump slurring a couple of words while speaking. "You serve America and you know it. You know you don't serve Donald J. Trump, scam developer, scam Trump University proprietor, reality TV show host. You don't represent him. You represent 320 million people whose lives are literally in your hands, and we are facing a showdown with a nuclear power, and you have somebody inside the White House that the New York Daily News says is mentally unfit, that people close to him say is mentally unfit, that people close to him during the campaign told me had early stages of dementia," said Scarborough without evidence. Hannity played the clip and slammed Scarborough. There you have it on sheer conspiracy TV from the unhinged morning show co-host and his merry band of never-Trumpers. "Makes you wonder why liberal Joe has so much rage and contempt for this president," said Hannity. "Joe, you are kind of scaring us. I will pay for therapy, if you need it," said Hannity. Will Joe Scarborough take Hannity up on his offer? Alec Baldwin panics over sexual assault claims, lot of accusations and no proof yet. Alec Baldwin's main role in Hollywood is his bad Trump impression on SNL. However, now the actor is in a panic over all of the sexual assault allegations against men. He blasted talk show hosts like Stephen Colbert and John Oliver. Talk shows were once promotional pit stops for some blithe chit-chat about movies, etc. Now the likes of I Am John Oliver and As Stephen at Home have flipped that, and they are beginning to resemble grand juries, tweeted Baldwin. He then defended his tweet on an interview with Megyn Kelly. "I do find that whole issue, which is a big can of worms to open up, it is really tough, because you certainly want to see everyone who is guilty of something, who have done bad things, wrong things that hurt people, you want to see those people get punished. But I don't want to see other people get pulled into that there's a lot of accusations and no proof yet. I don't want to see people to get hurt," said Baldwin. "People think that those hosts of those shows are perfectly, not only within their rights, but it's very attractive or very necessary for them to be pressing this cause. I just don't want to see people who are innocent get into trouble," said Baldwin. Like Weinstein, for example, is in a rehab hiding behind millions of dollars worth of lawyers, and I want to see the people who really did something get convicted. I mean, I want the people who are in the wrong, I want them to be punished, but I don't want to see innocent people get hurt either," he explained. Mika hates Roy Moore, but blasts Al Franken's accusers and wonders if it happened. The Democratic Party proved long ago that they were total phonies and hypocrites when it came to protecting women when they defended Democratic President Bill Clinton in the 90s over multiple accusations that he sexually assaulted and even raped women. However, they decided to pretend to have the moral high ground recently when they saw an opportunity to steal a Senate seat away from Republicans by accusing candidate Troy Moore of sexual misconduct. They then immediately showed what a double standard they had by coming to the defense of Democratic sexual predator Senator Al Franken, who is facing his own accusations. MSNBC's Mika Brzezinski, who has been a fierce detractor of Moore, even went so far recently as to disbelieve Franken's female accusers and wonder aloud if the assaults even happened. On Morning Joe, Mika pretended to be a champion of women, saying, "I'm worried for women, I'm concerned about women who are legitimately sexually harassed in the workplace across America and where this is taking us." However, when it came to women claiming that Al Franken assaulted them, she suddenly changed her tune. Stated, Brzezinski, "I'm just wondering if all women need to be believed. And I'm concerned that we are being the judge, the jury, and the cops here, and so did Senate Democrats getting ahead of their skis. And, trust me, Kirsten Gillibrand, I want you to run for president, but you gotta keep it real." Do you think Mika is a hypocrite?